Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video today. The question you keep asking me, Weagle, how do we stop Symmetra? She's dominating my games, particularly in 2CP Hybrid and Payload. Not so much on King of the Hill, but she's seeing a hell of a lot of use from a lot of people through a lot of ranks. Now, towards the higher ranks, she's being countered more and more. People are figuring it out, and I want to go through with you guys exactly how to do that, what hero picks are good, and really just kind of shut Symmetra out, as she is one of the easiest heroes to counter within the game. But I think the first thing to note is what makes Symmetra so good. Well, the triple tank meta, especially when PM played wrong, and we've covered this before, Roadhog needs to be getting hooks to get insta-kills. That's what the triple tank meta is about. That's what happens at the pro level, and that's why it moved down through matchmaking. If this isn't happening, and you're taking these slow-moving tanks, probably without Lucio's speed boost in matchmaking too, you're moving into the choke with great big chunky targets and just charging Symmetra at the start of the game. And that's what keeps happening, and that's why she's so good. She gets her charge straight away. She either gets a shield generator or she gets a teleporter at the start of the game. And from there, it snowballs. It's very, very difficult to destroy the teleporter and move through the choke point. Now, Torbjorn is also an offender on this list. However, he does really just double down on what Symmetra does. Without her, he's not particularly great. And her job is also similar to what Junkrat does. If you're walking into the choke, these heroes are going to dominate you. Now, Junkrat isn't used as much now because everyone knows how to counter him. And actually, it's a very, very similar situation with Symmetra. So the answer, in simple terms, guys, is dive, is flankers, but also long range too. Symmetra has no use other than at close range. That includes her turrets. The only thing that goes long range is her right click, and it moves like a snail, right? You're not going to walk into that unless you get very, very unlucky. So Symmetra sees no use at any kind of range. So flanker, Widowmaker, Pharah, very, very good against these because you can get behind with Tracer or Genji, who people think Symmetra counters, but that's not true either. You just have to keep your range so that she can't kill you, but you can also do damage to her and her turret. So the footage I'm going to show you right now is full Skyer, and FREEDO has a hilarious reaction at the end of this where he's just screaming because people just told him how good Symmetra is on this point, and we knew it wasn't. So I go behind them with Tracer, destroy loads of the turrets. FREEDO flies in as Pharah. They've got a Junkrat who Pharah counters. They've got Mei who Pharah counters. And they've got Symmetra. These picks are always comboed together. You will often see a Mei when you see a Symmetra. So you fly over the wall, you maybe take a Winston, and all of a sudden the enemy team don't really have any advantage over you. And that's the simplest way to explain it. But if we will look at this more deeply, and I had an issue with this in a game the other day where I was playing, and there was a defensive Pharah on the other team who was very, very good. And she was destroying our team on defense, and we struggled all the way through. When we then went to attack, my team took Symmetra and Mei. And I said to them, we were all in voice chat, and I said to them, hey guys, I know these are good picks here, but they have a Pharah. It directly counters these two heroes. And they said, no, it doesn't. The soldier will kill Pharah. Well, anyone knows that nowadays a good Pharah can keep enough distance, especially when pocketed by a Mercy, the soldier cannot kill her. So the problem we had was they dove over the wall, they avoided the Symmetra turrets, and they took the point straight away. And there's 25 heroes in the game for a reason. It's all about counter picks. It's all about the mind games. In terms of gun skill, this game doesn't have a lot up against a lot of shooters. It's all mind games. It's all counter picking. It's all about these different things. And people just default to the meta all the time. So what happens when people are playing Symmetra is they default to meta. We need more tanks. We need 3 tanks. We need a soldier. That's what Symmetra is thriving off, and that's why it's not working in your games. So the other day I was dominating on Numbani because my team decided to go Torbsim, and I had to go Rhine to try and synergize with that. Certain picks enforce other ones. We needed the Rhine, so I took it. We dominated the whole team for 5 minutes, and you'll see that now we're going to attack. Well, we figured they're going to run the same setup anyway, so we don't walk into the choke like the enemy team just did with 3 tanks for 5 minutes. No. We go up the main street, we dive, we destroy the turrets, we jump on the other turret, and it's gone. All the defenses are gone. They haven't got any turrets. Torb's no good without a turret unless you're extremely good at hitting his shots. And Symmetra's no good without her turrets or her teleporter or shield generator value. Now, there's another tip I need to give about when a Symmetra does manage to get her shield or a teleporter. And a lot of the time, the answer is to ignore it. There's only 2 options. There's take the teleporter with your team, go to it and destroy it. or there's ignore it. Because if you try and get your flanker to go off and do it, you're 5v6 in the normal fight. Plus, as a flanker nowadays, going into it and trying to destroy the teleport with 600 HP is very, very difficult. So you take it as a team, or you don't take it at all. That's how you counter that scenario if they've already got it. But the thing is, teleporter value is very limited because it only gets 6 or 8 charges, I believe, and people will generally trickle out of it anyway and it won't see much use. The shield generator is a little bit better, but it takes 4 seconds for shields to regenerate once you've destroyed them, and in a fight, 100 HP isn't a lot. The worst thing that can happen is when you do keep poking at the choke and they have the shield generator and the Torb armor. That's where it's a nightmare, and in that scenario, you've probably already lost the game. You just have to make sure that you don't get yourself into that situation. Now, any 2CP game you get into, you know that people are going to run Symmetra these days. They keep doing it all the time. So taking a Pharah, taking a Genji, Tracer, Winston, get in behind them. Don't let them have the value from them turrets. You're going to see a much better time when playing Overwatch. That's just about everything, guys. It's a very simple concept. Don't go into the choke that Symmetra wants you to. Once you avoid everything, it's game over for her. It doesn't matter what heroes you pick, really, as long as they're not ones that are going to walk in there and charge everything up. Be careful when using Tracer and Genji. When I make these recommendations, it doesn't mean just pick them all the time, every time. It just means that it can be good against a Symmetra to avoid her turrets and do damage to the enemy team. Once you take away their main use, they can't do it anymore. They don't have any effective, and you're completely up in the fight. If you've got 2 very good damage dealers and they have Torb Sim and the turrets are gone, it's a win-win situation. Winston is always massively underrated and is very good against Symmetra and Torbjorn. Of course, D.Va is also very, very good too. Let me know if I missed anything, guys. The comment section is the place to go. Be sure to check out our Twitter, our Twitch, and our Discord, where you guys can group up and find the Winston main of your dreams so that Symmetra is no longer a problem. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.